Welcome to Bio 211B Plant Physiology, Unit 6, Session 3, Factors that affect transpiration, the plant factors. And by the close of this session, you should be able to state plant factors that affect transpiration. You should be able to describe the effect some plant factors have on transpiration rate and compare the effect of various plant factors on transpiration. Closure and number stomata. Stomata are the only structures plants use to control transpiration rates in the short term. Stomatal pores in the leaf allow gas exchange where water vapor leaves the plant and carbon dioxide enters. Oxygen is also released as byproduct through the stomata during photosynthesis. It is the guard cells which control each pores opening or closing. When stomata are open, transpiration rate increases. When they are closed, transpiration rates decrease. Do you know that an acre of maize can transpire up to 400,000 gallons of water within a single growing season? Even though more water is lost as stomata open wider, the loss is less for each unit increase in stomata width. Stomatal size and number also affect transpiration. However, the number and size of stomata have much less effect on total transpiration than opening and closing. So the boundary layer is a thin layer of still air immediately out the surface of the leaf. This layer of air is not moving or remains still or is unstirred. For transpiration to occur, water vapor leaving the stomata must diffuse through this motionless layer to reach the atmosphere, where the water vapor will be removed by moving air. Therefore, the larger the boundary layer, the slower the rate of transpiration, since it will take the moving water vapor a longer time to cross a thicker boundary layer. The thickness of the boundary layer is determined mainly by wind speed. When the air surrounding the leaf is very still, the leaf boundary layer may be so thick that it is the primary preventer of loss of water vapor from the leaf to the atmosphere. Under such conditions, increases in stomatal apertures have little effect on transpiration. However, closing the stomatal pores completely will still reduce transpiration. When wind velocity is high, the moving air reduces the thickness of the boundary layer at the leaf surface, thus reducing the resistance of this layer. Generally, plants can alter the size of their boundary layers around their leaves through many different structural features. Leaves that possess many hairs or pubescence will have larger boundary layers. The pubescence serve as mini windbreaks by increasing their layer of still air around the leaf surface and slowing evaporation of water vapor from leaf surfaces and consequently reducing transpiration rates. Some plants possess stomata that are sunken into the leaf surface, thus dramatically increasing the boundary layer, thereby slowing transpiration rate. Boundary layers usually increase as leaf sizes increases, reducing rates of transpiration as well. Plants from desert climates often have small leaves so that their small boundary layers will help cool the leaf with higher rates of transpiration. Cuticle. In morphology and anatomy of vascular plants, we saw that the cuticle is the waxy layer present on all above ground tissues of a plant and serves as a barrier to water movement out of a leaf. Because the cuticle is made of wax, it is very hydrophobic. Therefore, water does not move through the cuticle very easily. The thicker the cuticular layer on a leaf surface, the slower the transpiration rate. That is, leaves with thicker cuticles have slower transpiration rates, all other factors being equal. So cuticle thickness varies widely among plant species, In general, plants from hot, dry climates have thicker cuticles than plants from cool, moist climates. In addition, leaves that develop under direct sunlight will have much thicker cuticles than leaves that develop under shade conditions. Remember, the cuticle serves as water loss and protects all land plants from dehydration. Amount of leaf, the more the leaf surface area of a plant, the more the transpiration occurs. As the leaf area of a plant increases, that is, the surface area for evaporation also increases. This leads to increased transpiration. However, there is a less increase for each unit increase in leaf area per unit field of leaf area index. It is even thought that transpiration will not increase when the leaf area index reaches a point where it can intercept 80% of solar radiation. Leaf rolling and folding. Plants may have mechanisms in leaves that favor reduced transpiration when water becomes limiting. Some grass species such as maize and sorghum reduce their exposed leaf area by folding their leaves, particularly when the sun is high. Plants with broad leaves such as soybean roll their leaves over so that the silvery hairs on the exposed lower surface can reflect more light. Leaf folding and rolling reduce the surface area of the leaves, thus reducing transpiration. So, in review, the loss of water as vapor from the intercellular spaces and through the stomata of leaves is influenced by a number of factors. The factors relating leaf structure that affect transpiration have also been highlighted here.